Hey, Rich.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, you're looking good, man. You got that goatee beard going thing. Looks awesome. Awesome. Where are you?
I'm at home.
Really? Is that like an actual that's your
Yeah,
sneakers?
yeah, that's the sneaker collection. They're all real, yeah.
Wow. Holy smokers. You got to turn that into a business, man.
You know what? I love, to me, I started getting into them. People are like, how'd you get into sneakers? Have you always in sneakers? I'm like, I always have. I said, but there was a point where I liked it, but like I couldn't afford it, right? And
Yeah.
my parents couldn't afford it. So it was things that like
Yeah.
I never really had plans to go like all out, but like I started doing it and I started enjoying it. So it's kind of one of those things, right? That you
I know. I used to have comic books all over my wall.
well, see, here's what I tell people. It's
Yeah.
actually it's funny you say that. I tell people I'm like it's like comic books or art or any of those things. I'm
Yeah.
like I wear these. I'm not a person who just like lets them sit there. I mean, it's hard to wear them all the time, but I'm like I wear them as often as I can. I said because I said it's art to me. Like I like
Yeah.
it, and
Yeah.
and um and I would say like listen, there's a lot. I said people spend their money on everything, like on things that like are
Yeah.
value to them, right? And I said so like where somebody might think that like comic books are ridiculous, somebody else might not.
Yeah. So look, you could say, look, George goes to Vegas. He spends 10 grand every
Mhm.
time he goes. So yeah, that's four trips there.
Right?
Yeah, that's it. Look, right on. Good for you.
Mhm.
That you never find a background like that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so welcome. Happy 2026. We might as well get started with our meeting. Unfortunately, yeah, I do have a 5:15 Eastern time meeting, which means we just got to
Yeah,
do 45 minutes today.
yeah, yeah.
Um, okay, so tell me a little bit about your thinking, where you want to get started, how you think we should engage. I got a lot of thoughts, but I want your thoughts.
Yeah, so I think that like I was doing some like interesting things. So I did some reading.
Hmm.
I know you're an advocate and a believer of like the Harada method, right? So I started doing some reading on that. Weird story.
Yeah.
I bought a book and it's like disappeared. I don't know what happened to it. We don't know if my daughter put it in the garbage or something like that. But it was like around the holidays, I had this book and I was reading and I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" And then my in-laws were here and like my in-laws the other day, she's like, my mother-in-law, she's like, "Have you found the book yet?" I'm like, "We have not found that book." So I'm like,
Wow.
I don't know what happened to it. Anyways, I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna like order the e-reader version of it
Okay.
and keep that. And so
Okay.
um
Look, when I see you next, I'll give you a book. You just got to remind me. Okay.
okay. So
Okay.
and so again for me like that I was like so the principles of that and I know we went through like a little bit of that exercise
Hmm.
when we talked. Um that's interesting to me, right? That's interesting to me
Hmm.
around it also connects with forward progression. I used to be a fitness trainer, and this is, not necessarily that model, but to me, it was just like you got to pick the things that are important to you, and
Yeah.
then you got to pick how you work on them, and you just got to break it down, and like that's it. Like it's not even magic. It's
No.
just the like understanding what you need to do and then being consistent at doing it.
Right.
It's yeah, definitely not magic, but it is magic too to some degree, right?
Yeah.
So I like that. For me, I think like I was in preparing for this meeting, I was just like, okay, like what should I do? What should I be prepared? And part of me was going back and forth saying that like I should have my areas and things like just like mapped out already, like knowing the areas that are like the most important and that I need to focus on. Like we're looking at that, getting to that open window 64 stuff like that. And so I started kind of playing around with some of those things, and I was like, I don't know. There's this balance of like, I don't know if the right things are here
Hmm.
or what things I should be putting here, because the way I look at things are in a complete balance of everything. So I look at like my my home life and my work life like very connected,
Yeah,
right? Like again, if you just
it's life. You
right,
can't
it's
separate
like
them. Yeah, I'm with you.
right. So,
Yeah.
right? So I'm like my exercise, my health, my dietary choices, and all those things like that too. Like, listen, if I'm not doing those good things, then just like I'm not gonna be effective at work. Like these are things that like they're all directly connected. So I started just going and I think that what I started kind of spinning in circles, right? I started
Okay.
spinning in circles.
You're trying to work the
Uh,
process. I think, leave that to me. I'll
yeah.
I'll, I'll get you there.
And
The cadence is no good, but like every 3 weeks, I can give you 3 weeks worth of work. That's not a problem.
I,
But the first thing is, look, let's focus on a goal. Let's focus on one meaningful goal, because if that goal is important enough, we will build everything around it. But if we don't have the right goal, it's just no inspiration.
yeah.
So, do you want to try to secure a goal today?
Yeah, let's yeah. I like for me, I'm like let's I'm following your lead. If this is like that, let's go down it and let's grind it out.
Okay. And then we'll figure out together what's next for homework. Okay. So, also, you may want in the future for me to have these recordings in case you really have a breakthrough.
Yeah.
So, I'll do that.
Okay.
And if you just turn your camera down a little bit so it captures like your chest. Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
a little more maybe. Okay. Whatever.
It's a
It's
new
the camera.
monitor
Yeah.
that's set up a little bit different, but like, is this better?
Yeah, that's much better. But again, just letting you know. Okay, so let's start.
Yeah.
Um, Now, I want you to just spit out 10 goals that you think warrant your attention. Could be health goals, could be work goals, could be like travel goals. I don't care what the goals are. Give me 10.
Okay. Um, I would like to, and let me know if these are too like a little bit abstract. Because one of the things I wanted to do, I would like to be a stronger communicator.
Good. Next.
Um, I would like to, they're going to be all over the place, George.
It's
I would
okay.
like to be able to, um, this might be too generic. I want to say improve my fitness, but like I want to be able to
Improve your health.
improve my health. Yeah.
Okay, what else?
Would we generically now put like, so one of the things I wanted to do is like become more regimented when it comes to sleep. Are we putting that under health or should I?
Well, okay, so uh, that's your sleep cycle.
Yeah.
That's going to be like the routine for going to bed and getting up and doing your routines in the morning. So
Yeah.
you would like to build routines around sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a target condition. It's good enough as a goal. Okay? So I'm going to say build routines around sleep. What else?
Yeah. Um, Build a stronger discipline around um, professional development. And when I say that, it's just taking the time to do a little bit of the reading, the learning, those things that like I want to do, but I don't always make as much time for.
Got it. What else?
Um, I would like to well, maybe I'll just describe it to you. Maybe we can kind of put a tag on it. So one of the things I've kind of been wanting to do for a long time is put myself out there a little bit more when it comes to like sharing knowledge and different things. And so my space medium was like LinkedIn was I was thinking of is just
Yeah.
being able to create some content videos.
Yeah.
Just
I'd like to become a thought leader.
yeah, thought leader. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Okay. What else?
Um I would like to I would like to build a better system of reporting for my direct reports into me.
Right. Okay, very good. What's next?
I would like to, I guess that falls into communication. I would like to build an AI strategy
Hmm.
specifically for my organization.
Good. What else?
I'd like to understand our our software development process better.
Hmm. What else?
I'd like to be I'd like to be more present at home.
Oh, very good. What else?
I'd like to be able to manage my emotions in, we'll say, intense conversations better.
Okay. All right. So what I see is 3 out of the 10 items are centered around communication. Wow. I like the thought leader idea, really do, because it will encompass a lot of other things. And as I think about it, building a strategy, um, software, communicating to subordinates, that's very work related. That might be able to tie into something. Why don't we, if you're okay with this, why don't we create one goal with 4 pillars?
Okay.
Okay, so your goal, I think, is to become a thought leader, because that's going to be the furthest out goal that you have on this list.
Yep.
And if you were to become a thought leader, the question now is by when and by when and what topic? I'm already a thought leader on lean leadership, right?
Yep.
So, but what excites you? Is it on leadership, solely on leadership, or something else? Do you have another topic in mind?
I would say leadership right now. Like it's just that's probably my one of the things I'm quite passionate about, and especially if I'm looking at it from a um yeah, I would probably say leadership, yeah.
Okay, so let's put that leadership, and then uh, project yourself in the future. Now, think a year, 2 years, 3 years. How far out would you like to? Because you're going to drive your activities related to what you want to accomplish.
Mhm.
And you want to cause what's called a creative tension between your goal and where you are. And when you do that, like me, you get up at 4 in the morning and you're excited to get started in your day, right? It's like there's a creative tension there. I got to do this. Of course, I got hundreds of other things to do, but I've got to do this. So, what time frame is challenging where you think there's no way I can do it, but you got a coach. Your coach is there to help you. Yeah, you can't do it on your own. That's why you get a coach. So, what's really challenging? What sounds really challenging?
I think like 2 months sound quite challenging.
Oh my, that's really challenging. I don't know how you're going to do it in 2 months. I,
Mhm.
I to be a thought leader, how many people do you think should be following you on LinkedIn or like however you would rate your
So,
being a thought leader?
so
Like,
maybe I'll dig into a little bit more. Is
sure.
like um when I a part of it is the way I look at myself as a thought leader. I honestly I never really considered followers or numbers, so to speak, right off the hop.
Hmm.
It was more about like acting like that thought leader. So as far as like getting the content out,
Okay,
speaking the message, doing the things, and then later,
got
again
it.
at a point where again not necessarily much later, but just like as I get that message out, then
Yeah.
start adding things. So when
So
I
behave like a thought leader is
yes,
really what you're saying. You want to build the routines of a thought leader within 2 months.
yes,
Okay. All right. Let's leave it at that. That's a target condition,
okay,
and let's move it to. I know how hard this is going to be. So let's move it to 3 months, and I still think you're going to be very, very challenged.
okay,
Okay, because by the time we get the routines set up together, I think you're going to say, "Wow, I didn't realize."
mhm,
Okay, so now let's put 4 pillars together with the rest of your goals. And when I look at it, one of the pillars should be work. You've got 3 goals around work. One of the pillars should be communication.
mhm.
What is another pillar you think out of the goals that you gave me? And yeah, go ahead.
Health,
Right, absolutely. And what's another one? How about routines?
routines, yeah,
Okay, so let's leave it at that. And now you've got one strong goal in the middle. You're going to behave like a thought leader, and because even managing emotions, that's behaving like a thought leader. Your routines are going to impact that. So what I'm going to do is I'll take this away
mhm,
based on what you've said
mhm,
with your 10 goals. I'm going to make sure they fit somewhere in here.
mhm,
And I'll also clean it up so that you've got an OW Open Windows 64 chart with
mhm.
4 pillars, and those 4 pillars have 8 tasks per pillar. Then what I want you to do is I'll send you that. You clean it up and say, look, I don't want to do this, but I will do this. But keep the numbers at 32. 32 things to do based on your 10 goals.
Okay,
Okay? And create a deliverable for each of those 30. Like out of those 32, you want to create deliverables where they belong. Let me give you an example.
yeah,
Um, uh, that's a routine. That's a routine. Hold on. Um, oh, yeah. Understand our software development process better. Okay. By when? There's a deliverable.
okay,
Understanding it better, you're going to give that a date and you're going to call that a milestone. And you might even define what better is. Understanding it from input to output, whatever, you know? So that's a
Okay.
milestone. And then what you're going to do is identify the milestones and then identify the routines. One of your routine is manage your emotions um, better, right? And you're
Yeah.
going to create a trigger, like you're going to have a rubber band on your hand as an example, and every time you get emotional, you're going to snap yourself. That's a trigger.
Yeah.
Get out of it, take a deep breath. You're going to have a routine around that. So you'll build a routine. So all I want you to do is color code the ones that are milestones. Try to
Mhm.
give it a date if you can, and color code the ones that are routines, and the ones that are white means you don't know what to do with them.
Okay.
Okay, so that'll be your homework. Um, and then I'd like you to give me permission to use your video in my app.
Mhm.
And this way, if I use your video in my app, all of a sudden, you're getting a little bit of a following.
Sure.
Okay, so I'll render the video. I'll use the pieces I need to.
Mhm.
I'll send you the video, you approve it, and then it'll go in the app.
Okay.
Okay. And then next time we talk,
Yeah.
you're going to fill it in
Okay.
and you're going to have 64 tasks and routines, not 32. But we're going to start with 32 because of your 10 goals, the way you've lined it up. Another item I want you to do, and I'll send you this as well, but for each goal, I want you to create 3 more legs. And I'm going to call this or 4 legs to the goal. The goal is like a tabletop.
Okay.
And there's 1 leg to your goal that is tangible and you could feel it, touch it, see it. Like for example, if you said, I want to write a book. Well, what's tangible about a book? It's
Mhm.
the actual printed copy of the book. When am I going to get it? That's tangible.
Yeah.
Then you're going to do something called ask yourself, when I have this done, what is intangible for me? How do I feel? I'm excited. I can't believe how excited I am getting this book out. I feel accomplished. I feel like my dream is coming alive. You're going to write down for each goal how you feel when you accomplish it. Okay, then also with the goal, I like a communication. I desperately love the communication part. So you might say, I want to communicate better, a stronger communicator. Well, what's in it for others that's tangible? Other people get to save time because I'm clear on what I want. They're not guessing. So they're saving time. That's tangible. And then how do they feel? That's another leg of this table, which is intangible for others. How they feel is they have more trust in me. They feel trust in my communication because I'm communicating clearly. So there's 10 goals. I'm going to give you a mural
Yeah.
and I'll give you the link. I want you to put your 10 goals in there and fill in they should be tangible when you put them in there. And then give them dates if you can. Fill in intangible for myself and then tangible for others and intangible for others in society. Okay?
Okay. Are you are and this is all going to be in the instructions, right?
I'll put it in the mural instructions.
Okay.
Absolutely. So I want you to do 2 things for 3 weeks, right? Number one is I'm going to give you a mural. I'd like you to put your 10 goals and another 30, I'm calling them legs. Your 10 goals are legs if they're tangible. And then
Yeah.
create the other 3 legs to this table. Intangible for you, tangible for others, intangible for others. So you're creating 40 different ways of saying your 10 goals.
Okay.
Good. That's the mural. I'll send you that. And then I'll send you an OW64 chart. I'd like you to fill it in. That'll have 32 different things you're going to do.
Okay.
Okay. So that'll do it. And when you do that exercise, I think you're gonna have to think about, and I'll even put some questions in there for you. You'll have to think about exactly what do I mean, right? Like every one of these, be more present at home. As an example, what do
Yeah.
I mean by that? And I know when I hear that, I
Yeah.
know what I do.
Mhm.
So I'm busy at work, which is at home, and my wife's talking to me,
Yeah.
and I'm reaching for the mouse. This is funny, right? Because I did it today. I'm reaching for the mouse, and then I pulled my hand away, and then I just kind of turned away from the computer, and I'm listening intently to what she has to say.
Yeah.
Right. So this is like being more present with her
Yeah.
because she's trying to get my attention. What does it mean to you? And this, in your mind, create a situation of here's what I used to do and here's what I want to do. That represents the gap. I want you to be able to explain those to me next week or next time we talk. Okay. Okay, that's lots of homework. I'll send you that stuff. Any other questions for me?
No, again, as long as that info is in there, I'm listening to this here too. So as long as that info is in there, and I think you captured the 10 things and that stuff, yeah, I'm excited to get to work. I like getting homework, so
Well, you
uh,
got homework because I have no choice.
I really do though. Honestly, like it gives me something to like actually when you're working on something that you're actually working on,
Yeah,
it feels different. So
good. I'm even going to do one better. I'm going to send you the video. I'm going to send you a transcript of the video, and I'll send you questions that you can answer. I'll send you enough work till we meet
okay,
next. Okay?
okay.
All right, Rich, on a scale of 1 to 10, this is what I do. It's my habit.
Mhm.
How was today's session, and what could I do better?
Um, I think I'm still processing it. So, but I would probably say it's probably, I'll give you a range, right? I'd probably
Mhm.
say 8 to 10 because it's still processing, it's
Okay.
still new to me. Um, and I don't know. I think that like I don't think there's anything you can do better at this point. I think you were pretty clear in terms of like what you've explained, how we're gonna do approach it. I do love that you kind of was like, all right, let's just get into it. Let's go, right?
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like where my mind goes to is just like, hey, let's just like let's get into it. Let's go. I don't know if it's like um everything hits and everything's like super clear to me until I see it, but I'm not worried that we won't figure that out.
Yeah. Good.
Right. So I'm not worried about that. I'm like, yeah, you know what, let's get into it. And again, I sometimes you just need to see something and you're like, this is exactly what he means. But I'm
Yeah.
excited to to get to work here. So
Wonderful. So the goal is behave like a thought leader within 3 months.
yeah.
Okay. That means all sorts of stuff we haven't figured out yet. Okay, we'll do that next meeting.
Okay.
Okay, take care. Thank you, Richard.
Take
Yeah,
care. Bye.
bye.